check. All right. that that was that was bad. The first time I went live was bad. Um, Shit was all kinds of fucked with my audio. Here we go. There's a little magic online for us. Go find the list I'm planning on playing with today. We'll see how long it takes for my virtual machine to crash today. I think it was this one. Yeah, this looks about right. So, big changes in this list from what I frequently play. Um, this is something I'd been talking to another Doomsday Discord user about, a user by the name of Prosoken. Um, it actually started with talking about removing Spoils of the Vault or cutting down to one copy because I'd had a little rough patch with it. And then also some chatter about removing Manamorphose because it's not a great card. Um, Morphose did a certain little thing in the deck that was kind of irreplaceable in that it you could make a pile that was like 4 Manamorphose and then Thoughtless Oracle and just win. So you had a 2 mana post Doomsday pile that you could beat like Null Rods and Collector Oof. It beat Chalice of the Void on 0 and 1. Like it did a lot of things. Um, the reason we wanted to cut it was because it can make opening hands kind of awkward. Like you can't. Sometimes you have a hand where, like, if it's a Manamorphose was a ritual or something, the hand's perfectly fine, but you can't rely on the Morphose to draw the ritual or whatever, and so that makes it kind of bad. Um, so we talked about trying to get rid of it. Now, as you can see, there's 3 Spoils of the Vaults in this deck list, so Spoils ended up coming back as I tested it because I think the card is just really good, and sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor, and that's just like everything in life. So just gotta embrace the non-determinism on that one. Now you'll see this card here, Deadly Dispute, is kind of serving as the Manamorphose replacement. The idea behind it is Deadly Dispute gives you a pile that can beat Chalice at 0 and Chalice on 1, like together. So what you do basically is if you can resolve Doomsday, either by hard casting it or off a Cabal Ritual or something, or just get it down before the Chalices come down or whatever. In the Chalice matchups, you can build a pile that's like Deadly Dispute, and then a gem. It would be like a pass a turn pile probably, but Deadly Dispute, Gemstone Mine, Thassa's Oracle. As long as you have an artifact, like one of your artifact lands to sacrifice, you can still win the game with that. Obviously it's an imperfect pile where you don't. The Oracle could die to removal, but it kind of does the same job. It also has some interesting applications in Doomsday piles where it can draw you multiple cards. So you can draw something like Lionside Diamond plus Spoils of the Vault, and you can use the treasure token that it gives you to cast Spoils, or you can draw Lionside Diamond and Echo Vions and make an Echo pile. Downsides to this list, things I'm not so sure about. There's only like 5-ish, 5 like clean and cheap ways to draw into Doomsday piles. Between the 3 Spoils of the Vault and 2 Deadly Disputes. Burning Wish can do it via either Echo or Reckless Impulse in the board, and then you can use Echo Vions to draw into Doomsday piles as well. You can also kind of use Galvanic Relay to do it, but the situations where relay wouldn't just plow through your whole pile. Um, After you cast Doomsday are kind of few and far between, or you're like passing 2 turns to do cast relay the turn after you cast Doomsday and then actually win the turn after you cast relay. So anyway, other than that, not looking too strange. The sideboard's not looking that strange, except that the copies of Empty the Warrens are in the sideboard. This is just something I'm kind of trying. More and more lately, I've been feeling like, uh-oh, that's not a good sign. There's my game. Yeah, we'll see how this new Windows 10 VM works. um, More and more, I've been feeling like Empty is just not exactly cutting it in more matchups. Decks like I don't know. It just hasn't felt as good lately. Um, in game ones, so I still want it there because it's very strong against blue decks. Um, but and especially now that they won't see it game one, they might be less interested in bringing in a bunch of um, board wipes and shit for games 2 and 3. So in its place, I've moved Thought Seizes to the main deck. Thought Seize, I actually had a list that kind of started one of the ones I started with this whole idea with of removing Manamorphose. Um, that had Empty the Warrens in the main deck and Thoughtseize in the main deck. Like it just fucking crammed all the shit in there. Um, there are a lot of situations that I found where it was hard to cast Thoughtseize and Empty on the same turn. And it's a lot easier to cast Thoughtseize and Galvanic Relay on the same turn. Um, just because it's easier to get to 4 mana than to 5 mana, because it's 1 less mana. Anyway, I'm just going to send it. That's the list. We're going to go for it. Oh, that's the wrong one to click. It's where I normally go to test my bullshit ideas, but today we're playing the bullshit idea in a league. It's this one, this one. All right, here we go. See what happens. All right, just a sec. Oh, before 4/18/2023. Is that tomorrow? Well, I'm doing this all day, so it's fine. I won the die roll. That's a good start. We like to start like that. Um, hmm. Well, okay, let's see. So they're a Yori on deck. My money normally would be like on death and taxes. Um, I think this hand just falls a little short. Actually, so I could start with a Thoughtseize. I could start just by Thoughtseizing them and then do something next turn, depending on what I draw. Um, that's potentially a little slow against death and taxes. I could also just go Ritual, Lotus Petal, play out a couple Opal Spoils for Relay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be 6 Storm, and then I still have a Thoughtseize up. I think I'm just going to mull this. They've shown me the Yorion. I'm just going to look for something busted. This isn't really what I wanted. It's not really busted. Let's see if I can just find an Echo Hand or something. Crap. Okay. I'm going to keep this. I'm not going to go down to 4 cards. Down to 3 cards. I definitely put back the relay. Probably put back the Cabal ritual. What the fuck is that? Probably put back the Cabal ritual. No. Putting back the relay. Putting back the Cabal ritual. Yeah, see, it's kind of an awkward spot because I have to mull a bit here. Um, I guess I'm gonna put back the Rite of Flame and just say done. I think I'm just gonna probably build like a pretty slow pile here. And just hope they're not on like the Yorion Zenith deck. Alright. I'm thinking I think I want to do a pile like well, we're gonna have a Thassa's Oracle, so we'll start there. I've got an extra artifact I could sack for a Deadly Dispute. I could just try to do like a really basic Spoils of the Vault pile. I draw relay, or we draw LED first, cast it, and then the next turn I could Spoils into Oracle if they don't do anything. Failing that, I could just take a couple turns to kind of draw through the Gemstone Mines and try to cast Oracle. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to think too hard about it. They could still be on the blue Zenith deck and just not have had a force in hand, and then like find a force, and I'll just be boned. So, so it doesn't really matter much. I'm gonna hold on to this Chrome Mox though, because there is a world where, well, maybe there's not a world. I was gonna say there's a world where I stick the spoils under it just to be able to generate more mana. I'm not sure that's actually realistic, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I should have gone to 3 looking for an Echo because this hand is a little awkward post Doomsday. But we'll just see what happens here. Yeah, exactly. Kind of cornered into passing twice. Um, thanks for watching, by the way. Yeah, it's just like I don't feel like I could reasonably go down to. There you go. So there's a wasteland. So we're gonna be like having to pass a couple turns here, but that's fine. I'm not gonna run out the LED just yet. Because I don't think I want to. I mean, and I'll end up having to expose it to Prismatic Ending anyway. But yeah, it looks like it's Death and Taxes. So this should be a decent matchup. But winning this one will be very helpful in winning the whole thing. So I'll play out my LED here. If they have a Thalia, I'm going to end up passing an extra turn. If they have Thalia followed by like Wastelands and stuff, I'll just be boned. So, but they have 70 cards. How good could their hand possibly be? You know, what's the chance of them drawing something like a Thalia. See, Spirit of the Labyrinth is an easy one to beat. That's why we have Spoils of the Vault in the deck. Yeah, you thought you were gonna get me by making me so I not be able to draw cards, huh? Like that pile was gonna struggle against heavy mana denial, but could beat a lot of the things that they present in the first couple turns. So it could even beat, like one wasteland, obviously, potentially two wastelands, or like a wasteland and port. It could theoretically beat like Thalia plus a wasteland or port, but it would be like Thalia turn 2 plus a bunch of wastelands is what it was really going to struggle with. Would be great if we could go to my turn. Hopefully this is not a symptom of my virtual machine crashing. Okay, we at least made it to the end step. It's a good start. It's not moving. I tried to cast a spell on it, but I'm just stuck in my upkeep here. If this ends up being a miserable experience, like a miserable gaming and viewing experience, because either my screen's fucking flickering or something, there's a chance I cut the stream short. But I'm hopeful that I don't have to do that. Maybe they're double queuing or something. I can't imagine doing that. I tried to play like a Legacy and a Pauper practice room game one time, 0 stakes, and I couldn't do it. I can barely like talk and play Magic at the same time, so I can barely walk and breathe at the same time. We are holding control. We are casting Spoils of the Vault. We are sacrificing Lion's Eye Diamond for 3 blue mana. This random flickering is not encouraging, and it does kind of seem like my computer is lagging a bit. I wonder if I need to change my VM settings. All right. That should take care of game 1. Game 2 is the dangerous one because this is the one where they can cast what is the fuck? Why is Edge open? I did not open Edge. I don't think anyway. This is the one where they can cast shit like Deafening Silence and stuff like that and have Mind Break Trap or whatever. But anyway, so I'm going to cut the relays. So we're going to have 3 little slots to open up, and those will become Empty the Warrens. And part of me wants to try to fit in some Chain of Vapors. So let's bring in the 2 chains. Maybe I just cut Deadly Dispute in this matchup. I haven't gotten to test against Death and Taxes a whole lot. But this doesn't really seem like a matchup where I'm going to be like, I don't know. Like Doomsday piles are going to be Spoils of the Vault piles. So, especially because they have Spirit of the Labyrinth and stuff, like, Oh, they said crazy deck in the chat. Motor's probably going to censor LMAO, so we're going to go with the standard law. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to try that. I'll cut the deadly disputes for the chain of vapors and we'll submit. Hmm. I'm kind of inclined to keep this hand because it it'll cast Thoughtseize on turn one. If it basically it seems like it would be reasonably effective against any hand that of theirs that doesn't have Deafening Silence on turn one. If they have Deafening Silence, we're in an awkward spot. I basically am waiting to try to draw a Chain of Vapor before they play anything else, which is unlikely to happen. But I can Thoughtseize and hopefully grab something meaningful, and then maybe draw like a Lion's Eye Diamond or something. It's not going to be a high storm hand because I have to play out a lot of my artifacts to be able to play Thoughtseize. But I think since the kind of things are not in our favor, I think for game two. So um, I think I'm just going to keep this since it's kind of got a game plan, even though it relies on drawing something good next turn. Or um, so the hand will make 1, 2, 3, 4. The hand makes 5 mana on turn two. Can Thoughtseize on turn one and make 5 mana on turn two. So like I would get to Doomsday on turn two, and they just started with the plains. So that's an interesting draw. How much mana do I have here? That's 4, 5, 6. So I have 7 mana, which I think means I'll be able to Thoughtseize, Burning Wish, empty. That seems like that Dark Writ was a pretty good draw. Right? I think I did my math right here. This is 5, 6, 7, yeah. Start with a C's. They mulligan down really low, so I'll take the Thalia here. Cabal Ritual. Cast. Keep this spoils. Make red. So I don't accidentally not have red. Use the Burning Wish to grab. Empty the Warrens. I think that should do it. So we got a sicko rip for my draw, and they didn't have a turn one, which means I end up in a pretty decent spot. Plowing one goblin is unlikely to be enough. I don't know if they're going to see that, but. All right, so 2-0 against TNT. It's a good start. Get the jitters out. we could just play against D&T for the rest of this league, I'd be pretty happy. Oh boy. Okay. Our opponent is a good player. Um, and often a Doomsday player. Sometimes other decks as well. I'm going to keep this though. A Saga deck. Okay. Interesting. What deck just plays Saga Pass? Like, it makes me think 8 cast. Could be Black Saga Storm. I think, like, if it's 8 cast, it could have Force of Will, but I don't want to get Chalice out of the game. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to just play Gemstone Mine and Echo here. Um, I'm not sure I want to try to, like, formulate any longer term game plan. I think this is just supposed to be an Echo. Maybe I'm wrong. But, like, I don't really think it's a slow playing hand. Alright, so we get to Relay, at least. This is not the prettiest Relay. I suppose I have to crack Lotus Petal to cast the Relay no matter what, so there's really no point in not getting the extra Storm here, I think, by playing Cabal Ritual now. Like, I'm not saving mana on board. I think I'll take the Storm. Let's see what we get here. 2 Burning Wish, a Spoils, a Chrome Mox, an LED. I mean, that's not bad. There's a good chance that this casts Pier next turn. If I draw something I can print under the Chrome Mox, it'll cast Pier. Otherwise, I may be forced to spoil to try to cast Pier. I could also just like draw a ritual or whatever, and that would certainly cast Pier. But that is, of course, if we get another turn. Okay, it looks like Painter. I did not draw something I can imprint under the Chrome Mox, so it's a little awkward. The old triple Burning Wish here. I think I'm supposed to Spoils. So that I can, and probably for Dark Ritual, that'll cast Pier. With that in mind, I probably was supposed to play Vault of Whispers and not Great Furnace. I suppose it doesn't really matter all that much, but we'll start with the other LED. And I guess I'll play out this Chrome Mox so that I have artifacts on board to help future Mox Opals. And then I'll crack this for black. Cast Spoils of the Vault for Dark Ritual. There's 4 left in the deck, so average life loss will be like 9. I mean, you know, it's reasonable chance of it working. We just hope it does, right? Nice. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So we'll make a little more black. Cast a Burning Wish. Don't really want to be expose myself to red blasts if I can avoid it. Painter is not a deck I would have put my opponent on. So plenty of wishes in the exile zone, so I'm not really worried about not having enough mana here. Let's make some red. I'm just going through the motions at this point, I think. Yeah. Burning Wish in exile. They saw I had enough mana to cast Tendrils, so there we go. All right, so Painter. Against Painter, I think I probably want the Chance. I usually like Chant against Painter. I'm not really sure what to take out, though. Doomsday can be a little sketchy against Painter because, like, Oracle is not that great when against the heavy red blast deck. And Grindstone, this fucking flickering. Grindstone can be tough to pile around, but spoils can make it very, very easy to beat Grindstone activations. So I don't think I want to cut Doomsday. Relay is like maybe Relay's the cut. Relay can be a little bit of a liability against them. I think I'll try cutting Relay. I don't know if anyone else has thoughts on that. Like, I don't even think Empty is that bad against Painter. Because sometimes they just can't handle a horde of Goblin tokens, and you can make it. Oh, this hand is questionable. I feel like this is a. Hang on, sorry, I'm cold. I'm gonna go grab a sweatshirt. I feel like that's a hand that, like, I would keep in the blind because it has spoils and echo and mana. But the hand doesn't Doomsday well, and Painter's probably gonna leave open Red Blast against me, so I'm not in love with going all in on the Echo plan. But it's also like an okay hand. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to mull this. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep this one. It casts Doomsday. And I was just talking about how Doomsday as a plan is a little questionable. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's just go to the next game. I'm not gonna bother. So the fact that that's the way they're preparing to beat me makes me think maybe Empty is worth it. Like, this might actually be a matchup where I'm supposed to trim spoils to bring in some empties. I could see that being the case. Like, leave one spoils in for Doomsday Pile and then replace it with Empty Thorns just to have like a storm kill. But the Saga decks can sometimes kind of outrace. I'm just going to submit back. The Saga decks can sometimes get out in front of a small number of goblins. Okay, this is a keep. I can lead on Thoughtseize, imprint another Thoughtseize, Ritual Doomsday, and hopefully be able to spoils into a kill. Uh-oh. Did my internet die or something? What's going on here? Did I come back? Alright. Exiling a Thoughtseize, then hitting him with another Thoughtseize. Surgical, Painter, Welder. Okay, well, take the Surgical. Ritual Doomsday. I'm not going to be beating a top-decked Red Blast. I don't think I'm going to bother to play around it. I think I'm just going to do... Here's what I'm going to do. Let's slip a Thoughtseize in there, or a Chant. Maybe Chant's better. Spoils, Gemstone Mine, Chant, Thoughts Oracle. I have one more slot. I don't know what. I guess probably another Gemstone Mine, so that in absolute worst case scenario, I could hard cast Thoughts Oracle. Right? This will do it. Okay. I'm going to click Done. Yeah, my internet went fucky for a sec. I think that might have been why things were lagging so much if my internet was on the fritz. So, Oracle on the bottom, for sure. And then I guess I'll do Gemstone Mine, Chant, Gemstone Mine, Spoils. Now, what I'm hoping that they do is just play like Land Painter Go would be my expectation, because if they just play Mountain Go, yeah, Great Furnace, Goblin Welder, okay. I expect that they're, I mean, I guess I know that I'm in the clear, so it's only like another top deck Surgical would, or like some bullshit like a Mind Break Trap would be the kill. Oh, my hand almost slipped off the control button. Hold control. We are holding control. I am in control. Thassa's... Is it Thassa's Bident? Is that the card? Thassa's Oracle. Cast it. Does it get there? We win another one. I think I'm going to go take a quick piss. I'll be right back. All right. I even washed my hands. Let's play another one. Anybody else got today off? I'm off work today. That's why I'm streaming. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I'd be working. Otherwise, I'd be watching Twitch instead of being on Twitch. Oh, I just noticed that my title of my stream still says Doomsday Storm with Doishi. How do I change this? Creator dashboard? Okay, good enough. Alright, I won the roll again. That's nice. This hand doesn't have a business spell, so it's a mulligan. This hand fucking does something. This is a downside of the artifact mana, like artifact lands, is that sometimes, you have these rituals that just rot in your hand. But regardless, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to hide away the Burning Wish. And we YOLO. Interesting. So this is an interesting spot. I think I have to go Burning Wish, either Burning Wish for Echo or another Relay. So you could Relay for 6 cards, or I could Echo again. Since I don't have a black mana source right now, I can't go for Doomsday because I won't be able to cast the Deadly Dispute. But of course, there could be situations where I would have not had red mana and not been able to cast Manamorphose. So I don't really see that as like a downside of Deadly Dispute. But it is a downside of this hand. I think I'm going to Echo. This might even just get countered anyway. I think I like the Echo there because, yeah, they got a counter spell. So, whoa, it's Dredge. It's the fucking Dredge deck. Okay. Interesting. I have not really played against this deck. Oh wait, no, it's not Dredge. It's Cephalid Breakfast. I thought this was the Force of Will Dredge deck that I've seen around. But yeah, I mean, it didn't really matter if I went for Echo or if I went for Galvanic Relay there. That hand was not beating the Force of Will. So the fact that they are casting an Narcomoeba means their hand is probably a little not great, I would think. And they're not going to get a creature out of this saga, which is good for me. They don't have white mana. Just making a token. Just going for the awkward beatdowns. So I'm just going to be hoping to build up a hand here where I can maybe try to do something. Oh, interesting. Staff of the Storyteller. Okay. I think I'm going to be out of this game really fast. I need to hit like something right now. um, I mean, I could go. No, there's only one relay left in my deck. Yeah, I'm just going to pass turn again. Another token on your staff. Okay. They're going to start drawing cards real soon, and then it's going to be very unlikely that I. Um, oh, they just have it. All right. They don't even need the staff. So even though breakfast can combo me out very quickly, and this one looks like it's got some token engines, which probably makes empty worse, I'm still inclined to treat this primarily as a blue deck, meaning the Doomsday package comes out, the chance and empties come in. Now, the one interesting thing here is, do I cut the Deadly Disputes? So Deadly Disputes kind of the obvious cut since it's sort of part of the Doomsday package. It's sort of the obvious cut that to make space for the Worm's chance. But against the blue decks, Dispute's not bad. It's kind of just like a grindy card. But because they can combo me out, I don't really think this is going to be a kind of matchup where I'm like trying to grind. And also, they can massively outgrind me with Staff of the Storyteller if it does come down to a long game. So I don't think the Disputes are going to be the card. I'm going to keep this hand, I think. I can Thoughtseize on turn 1. It makes Chant mana. I'm like 1 mana short of Chant plus um, Chant plus Echo or something like that. So I think I want to keep. Hopefully they don't counter this LED right off the bat. Start with the Thoughtseize. They have their own chance. They have Hydroblast. They have Minor Misstep. Well, I think I have to take the chant here. Hopefully I'll draw my other mana on the next turn and they won't be able to misstep. I mean, they could misstep my chant, but then they won't be able to also Hydroblast. But I just like, there's just no way I beat this chant, really. Chant supremacy is required here. So they obviously they're holding up. Yep, I didn't draw my mana, so that's not good. That's not what I wanted. Maybe they won't have a second land. Nomad. Okay, so they decided to play the Nomad because they have... Or no, Shuko doesn't combo with Nomad. Shuko combos with a Cephalid. Alright, give me that mana, please. Well, yeah, that's it. Alright. We're gonna Echo. Chant you, baby. I really need to just like draw the nuts here and kill them immediately. Okay. Well, that sure looks like the nuts to me. I don't know about the rest of you. I'm gonna imprint the Rite of Flame, play LED. Obviously, when I say it's the nuts, I mean that I still need to hit. Um, I still need to not die to the spoils, but spoils would never do that to me. Spoils would never do that to me. So there's 3 copies left. Average life loss is about 12. Obviously, I am above average. Or would I be below average here? Let's get him dead. Where's my Tendrils of Agony? Never didn't have it. Alright. We get a game 3. I don't know if spoils would never hurt anyone, but spoils would never hurt me. um, so we saw Chant. Chant is a nasty little card. I think I like my deck the way it is. Yeah, I don't think I can. I was thinking like Doomsday and Oracle piles kind of give you a way to beat Chant by you can build piles where they um this is an interesting one. You can build piles that like um can let you just try again the next turn if they chant you. I think I'm just supposed to keep this, right? Like this is actually really close to being able to cast 2 echoes. Um I think I'm gonna keep. And they're just firing it off, huh? We're not just casting the Nomad. So there's no chant, no Hydroblast, no friggin' um, mental misstep to worry about, or mental mistake. What the fuck is that card called? Mental prolapse. Um, yes, I will take that chant. Thank you. Does this deck play Daze? I know it sometimes does. Alright, well, we just hope they don't have double force, right? If they have double force, they have double force. They didn't have double force. And I have a Thoughtseize now. So we're going to seize them. And then maybe Echo again. None of these cards matter. I can't cast them anyway. I would love to hit a relay here off this Echo. And then have them not not just combo me out. Ugh. Like, am I supposed to just keep going? Go for another LED and Echo again? I feel like probably I just am, right? Because fascinating. Okay. I feel like the reason they do that is because they have the combo. Um, but maybe they just fired off because they've seen Thoughtseize and that was a mana choke point. Um, but I'm thinking they choke me out at that spot because they have a combo. That's my guess. Yep. All right. GG's. Those echoes were a little bit wonky. Not a lot of mana. Um, if that second echo had had more mana, then maybe I would have, I don't know, been able to cast a spell or something. But whatever. At least spoils didn't kill me. Ugh. We are steaming right along here. The goal is to win one more match so that I don't feel bad about myself. I can't help but notice that I've made it through 3 matches without my virtual machine crashing. Um, I think I'll take that over the opposite, despite the screen flickering and stuff. Lost a die roll. I think that might be the first one of the league here. Well, I think I'm supposed to keep this hand. We can make some galvanic relays, and then hopefully have a protected Doomsday kill the next turn. If they hit me with a Thoughtseize, I'm not in a good spot though. Okay. We'll do a little relay here. See what we get. If they're on like Storm or something, I could just die. But I was gonna say I'd really love to find another artifact to be able to make, well, to be able to hit Metalcraft, which I did find. Hand's a little awkward, or not hand, but I mean like, what deck is this? Breakfast again? Him me? Okay. They left me the Doomsday. I mean, it would have been nice to have the Thoughtseize still. Let's see what we draw. Another Lion's Eye Diamond. I guess I have plenty of mana here, so I can hard cast the Echo from here, and then as long as they don't like um, Force of Negation it, I'll be able to recast it back if they do hit me with. I'll be able to flash it back if they have a counterspell. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm keeping this Mox Opal. I'm not exactly short on mana. Make some blue. Make some black. Hope you're not a Force of Negation deck. Maybe I should have used the Mox Opal. Hang on a sec. How far back can I go? I've only activated mana abilities. Here we go. I'm going to make blue with this right now. And then I'll make I'm gonna make black with this right now. Then we'll make some blue, and I'll crack. Actually, do I want to crack that right now? I guess I don't have to. We'll do like that. I kind of want to keep that LED around in case I draw another echo. All right, so here's my game plan for this one. We're going to play with the LEDs. I am going to... Actually, let me think about this for a sec. So I have an echo in my graveyard if it comes down to it. I would really like to be able to thought seize them, but I don't think it's going to work out like that. I think the best plan here is just to probably relay as like my backup plan and then Burning Wish them to death. So that if I do need to take another turn, I'll have tons of cards, and you know, if I don't need to take another turn, they'll be dead. I won't. I don't have a really good idea of what they're playing. Like I don't really know what deck plays him and Esper lands. So but I'll just play the relay. I know I'm kind of revealing a lot of information to my opponent potentially, but they've pretty much seen the whole deck at this point, I think. Oops, I didn't need to sack that Lotus Petal. Well, probably won't matter, because they're probably just going to die. That relay was actually a little weak. Um, so they just like they never had a force of will. They never had. They had a hymn. Like, what even is this? Anyone have any ideas about what the fuck this might be? Um, I think I'm gonna cut the Doomsday package and just assume that the Storm deck is gonna be strong enough. If I have Chance in the deck, they'll kind of hedge against um, it being combo. The fact that there are hymns makes me kind of want to keep Deadly Dispute to be able to grind a little bit. Maybe I'll trim on Cabal Rituals. Actually, let's trim one Spoils and keep... Oh, come on. Trim one Spoils and we'll keep one Cabal Ritual. One extra Cabal Ritual. It's kind of just an awkward, like, trim a bit of everything. Well, Doomsday package and then a little bit of everything that's left. But since I just don't really know what I'm playing against, I don't want to... I think I played that, so I think I made a little mistake in that last game. I think I should have played the... I should have cracked the second LED when I echoed. I should have made black with it. Um, I wasn't thinking... I was thinking, like, I want this to be able to flash back another LED, but I forgot that I had hard cast. I was hard casting that echo, and so it was going to end up in my graveyard, so I wasn't going to need an LED to be able to have, like, a guaranteed business spell. I guess it, maybe it would have mattered if I had to, if they countered the first echo and I had to flash it back or something. I think I'm going to keep this hand though. It's a little slow, but since I don't really know what they're doing, I'm kind of just want to keep a hand that's a little stable. It's got multiple business spells, which makes it decent against discard, and if they hit me with the echo, so is this just like check pile? It looks like it's just check pile or something. If they hit me with him, they might make me discard the echo. But they're not hitting with him next turn at least. Yeah, I agree that Doomsday is pretty good against discard heavy decks, and I think now knowing that this is probably just like a 4 or 5 color control deck, um, I might reconsider keep trying to keep Doomsday in, because it can be good against discard deck heavy decks, and this is the kind of control deck where I would potentially keep Doomsday. Um, but because I had no idea what they were playing. Um, but it clearly wasn't like a deck where Doomsday like really excels, like a Chalice or Prison type deck. I was hesitant to keep in the card that might just be a liability, especially since they'd seen it. If they'd been paying attention, at least they would have seen copies of Doomsday and could have been, bringing in things like Dress Down or something. Um, they're just drawing cards. It does not look like I'm getting hit with discard anytime soon. So I'm just gonna keep playing lands probably. There could be a Narset or a Teferi on the horizon. Um, that's an interesting card to draw there. No more lands, huh? Well, I'm not under any pressure. I drew a chant. Fascinating. So there's no way they aren't like stacked with counter magic right now, right? So I don't think I want to just start casting spells right away. I kind of like casting Burning Wish here just to see what they do. Um, Reckless Impulse seems like a very reasonable card to get because as long as they're not putting me under pressure, I can just cast the Reckless Impulse next turn and then maybe actually really do something the turn after that. Perhaps I should have been leaving one Thought Seize in my sideboard for a matchup like this. Um, on the other hand, maybe I'm supposed to just go for it. It just seems like that's kind of a waste of resources to make a move right now. So let's see what happens if I cast Burning Wish. It just resolves. Maybe there's a world where I grab another Galvanic Relay. Because like next turn I'd have 6 mana, so I could do like double Relay. At least 6 mana. I think I'm just going to grab Reckless Impulse. And pass. The longer I wait and the more cards I see before I cast Spoils, the less likely Spoils is going to be to make me die. So. And I still haven't the foggiest fucking idea what they're playing. I will need to manage my mana, my gemstone mines a little bit if I'm going to be like casting multiple spells and waiting multiple turns here. So there's the first black card. Null Rod. Well, that's a little annoying for sure. It's pretty far from like it's not totally killing me. Um, but it's a little annoying. I'm just gonna cast this Reckless Impulse. Deadly Dispute and Mox Opal. Well, I've got useless artifacts. um, but I'm just gonna pass the turn here. It's gonna be hard to cast this Orum's Chant with that Null Rod around, unless I find like another gemstone mine or something. I was really hoping to see Empty the Warrens. Um, Well, now that I know they're a Null Rod deck, I feel like I definitely don't want Doomsday because I feel like I definitely don't want Doomsday because it's hard to make piles that will beat Null Rod. Null Rod and Oof are still tough to beat. So I don't really see any plan of action here other than um, just trying to make as big a relay as I can. I'm going to cast this Deadly Dispute, and maybe it baits a counterspell. I still have the Thoughtseize in hand. Yep. But I'm going to be very low on resources after the theoretical um, Galvanic Relay. So they're definitely helping me out with my Storm count a little bit. But it's just going to be hard to beat this Null Rod, unfortunately. Casting a Brainstorm, huh? Like, I'm probably going to need to hit another Gemstone Mine off the relay, and then also some Rituals and an Empty the Warrens to have any shot here. I don't care about Meltdown because my artifacts don't do jack shit anyway. I wonder if I'm supposed... No, I'm supposed to take the Force Spell. I'm not going to be a dum-dum here. All right. Hit 9 cards off this relay. I did hit a Gemstone Mine. I hit more juice, some artifacts and stuff, but it still is not. I didn't hit the empties. Maybe I'll draw an empty. They are in the sideboard. I mean, they are in the main deck. So, like, I hit the spells I needed to be able to. Oh, I guess I have the Burning Wish. What the fuck is this? Queen Marchesa. Oh, it's just a big fat creature. And that was their draw for turn, right? So their other card in hand is they have Snapcaster Mage and a Meltdown. So I know exactly what's in their hand. Maybe I can steal this game? I'm going to have a lot of mana because I have Threshold and I have Rite of Flames in my graveyard. I can still cast the artifacts. I just can't use them. Start with a Gemstone Mine. Like, obviously, if they have if they drew a counterspell here, I'll be in a bad spot. But all right, I gotta just do a little counting here. This is Storm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, I don't have the Burning Wish. The Burning Wish is not in my exile, not in my relay. It was in my just in my exile. So I guess I'm just casting another big ass relay. Or a couple big ass relays. Let's seize you. Oh, I do have the spoils. Okay, let me hit Hitotsugu. So that puts empty more or less off the table here. I guess I'll take that. That's the Rite of Flame. So actually, if I spoils for Burning Wish, that's lethal. I'm not going to cast these Galvanic Relays. I think I'm much more likely to win this game by spoiling for Burning Wish. There's 3 Burning Wishes left. My average life loss is going to be 9. Well, you know. Better than a coin flip odds, right? Better than a coin flip. Hell yeah. Spoils would never hurt me. Fuck your null rod. Fuck your null rod. Alright, I have a tiny baby bladder and I have to go pee again. Um, so. Oh, I don't have any. I used to have a be right back scene. Oh well. I will be right back. I'm not going to take you with me. Oh, I see I had a couple follows. New people follow me. Geodude shared 11 minutes ago. And monkeys can't cry. You weren't following me before. That's so rude. I can't believe you. I honestly would have guessed you were already. But but cool, now you are. Thanks. All right, let's play this 4th match or 5th match. So the list is like, I don't know, like I'm pretty happy with this list right now. Um, I haven't really felt like I missed empty in the main deck. Um, okay, game started. Elevator. I recognize this name, this username, I think, but I don't remember what they play. This is a very interesting hand because it could cast a couple Thoughtseizes and then maybe spoils for Echo. It's a little anemic, and I'm on the draw. There's a lot of draws that make this plan better though. Like Chrome Mox, Mox Opal, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, all. That's 16 cards that all make this hand better. Um, I think I'll try this. Maybe I'm slacking a little bit now that I know I've got my money back. But yeah, yeah. Fingers crossed, MTGO client doesn't act up on you today. Yeah, for sure. So far, it hasn't been. Um, my virtual machine's acting up a little bit. It makes the screen flicker occasionally, but that's just you know less of a nuisance than MTGO crashing for sure. So, all right. Well, so this is a looks like a deck where it would be nice to have empties in the main deck because I'm guessing this is okay. Well, maybe not so nice. They've got some freaking terminuses here. Let me think. So I don't care that much about dress down, probably, but maybe I'm supposed to just take the dress down and then next turn Thoughtseize again and take the Narset. I'm gonna take the dress down, even though like probably what would happen is they just cast Loam anyway. They might not leave up. Although actually playing Vault of Whispers probably makes me look like the Black Saga Storm deck, so maybe they would want to leave up dress down. Although I don't no, they wouldn't because I don't have Sagas online yet. So they probably would just cast Life from the Loam anyway. I don't know. I'm probably just going to cast Thoughtseize again next turn and take their Narset and then have a couple more draw steps to hopefully find something useful. Prismatic Ending. Okay, so we'll take the Narset. So now even if they draw a Force of Will, they don't have any blue cards to go with it. So I will definitely have something of an opening next turn. Um, the fact that they have low makes me think they could be potentially a wasteland deck, though. Um, okay. I don't think I want to go for goblins because they are quite obviously a terminus deck. Um, I don't want to run all my artifacts out either, though, because clearly they are a prismatic ending deck. So what's the play? I'm probably supposed to go put one relay under the Rite of Flame, or under the Chrome Mox, cast Rite of Flame. I'm probably supposed to just cast to Wish for Echo, right? This is probably just a Wish for Echo spot. I could potentially wait another turn and try to spoils for something. I don't think I want to spoils right now. Cutting my life total like by 4 is kind of a big cut. Um, so I'm gonna leave a red floating after this Echo. Um, because I'm expecting I'll want hopefully be able to cast a relay. That like I think that would be the ideal here is to draw into a relay. I will have a land drop. Awkward. I think I'm just gonna pass. I would rather wait and be able to cast multiple business spells next turn. If they relay, if they prismatic ending my galvanic relay, that would be not galvanic relay. Fucking this doodad, Chrome Mox, that would be a little sad. I'd like to have my mana. They decided not to. They could have like Boseju'd the Chrome Mox. Um, this smells like a Narset would be my guess. Yeah, that's okay. It does make my deadly dispute a little worse. um, and engineered explosives. Okay, so goblins are kind of off the table here. We sure are in an interesting spot. 19. All right, let's start by casting some Rite of Flames. Let's try another Rite of Flame. Okay. Um, Deadly Dispute is literally just like -1 mana right now. Um, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like I'm like 1 mana short, or 1 storm short. I could spoils for a Lotus Petal or Mox Opal, and then two, and then cast the Deadly Dispute. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, 2, 3. Yeah, so this counts for 2 storms. So it'd be storms 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could theoretically get lethal storm right now, but I have to spoils for um I have spoils for something like mana neutral something, Lotus Petal, Mox Opal. It probably should be Mox Opal. And then I have to Deadly Dispute, which is just -1 mana, but it'll give me back another black mana to be able to Thoughtseize them. And then I can Lion's Eye Diamond, Burning Wish. And if they counter anything before the Burning Wish, I guess I would just like maybe end up doing a relay. So I think I'm just gonna do that. I think that's the plan here. My life total is not as high as I'd really like it to be. Um, okay, we are not dead. This could get countered. I think if this resolves, I'm going to run out the Lion's Eye Diamonds just to try to maybe bait some counter magic. I expect the Deadly Dispute will resolve, though, because it's not going to draw cards. So why would they counter it? Losing 1 Lion's Eye Diamond is acceptable. Right? Yeah. I can afford to lose 1 Lion's Eye Diamond. And now they probably won't cast the second Lion's Eye Diamond or counter the second Lion's Eye Diamond because they already won Resolve. If they do counter this Deadly Dispute, then I still will have Lethal Storm. So I'm basically just hoping that they don't have double Force Will. Because if they do, I wasn't beating it anyway. If they sandbagged it this whole time, I wasn't beating it anyway. They have triple Force of Will. Okie dokie. Sometimes it'd be like that. At least spoils didn't kill me. Sposes have been very nice to me today. despite this being, despite seeing the terminuses, I think I'm supposed to bring an empty in this matchup. Um, what game was that? Was that game one? Just a fucking yeah, super grindy game. Yeah. Um, hello Mario. You've logged on for the fifth match. Um, so I'm not going to be on for long, but glad to have you here. Let's fit in these chants somehow. Um, I think once again I'm kind of inclined to just cut the deadly disputes, but they're like kind of could be good for the grindy sort of deck or against in the control matchup, but they are a Narset deck. Um, I could do the same thing I did last time. What was that? I like trimmed one Cabal Ritual and one Spoils and leave the Deadly Disputes in. I think I'm gonna do that because like I do want to try to get a little more testing of the Deadly Disputes and see how they feel. Um, I'm gonna keep this. This makes a relay. I think really the question, like, am I supposed to cast a Cabal Ritual here? Because I could just cast Relay now, right? But that would only be for 4. But if I cast a Cabal Ritual, yeah, I'm just gonna cast a Cabal Ritual. Fuck it. Yeah, see, now they're thinking about countering this. Yep, and they did. Oh well, I should have just cast the relay probably. Let's see if my LED gets prismatic ending. Deafening silence. Alrighty, good games. Well, I wasn't gonna beat the deafening silence anyway, even if I had just cast the relay. So that was a pretty that was a pretty uninteresting final match, but that's okay. Let's see what I get in my pity chest. On the whole, I thought that I mean I think that league went all right. There wasn't I didn't feel like I sorry, I'm having trouble speaking and doing other things at the same time. I didn't feel like I was like way behind in any of the matchups or like any of them were just no chance, or I didn't have the tools to fight them. The was it Death and Taxes, Painter? This person was playing Cephalid Breakfast with Staff of the Storyteller. This was like a 4-color check pile type deck, and this was that like Anorak pile, Narset, Life from the Loam, Meltdown, garbage. So I don't know. I mean, is Fable really that much? I hope I don't have anything Weird up. Oh, this. I'm not even sharing the screen with Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Oh wow. Okay. I mean, I even the promo one is like almost 40 ticks. So yeah, that was a pretty good rip, I guess. Good call on that. Thought it was like a fucking uncommon or something, and it was gonna be like maybe 5 at most. Uh, shows what I know about fair Magic cards. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought that match. I mean, that league was pretty decent. The handily beat D&T, died to a Thorn from Painter, but the other two games were worked out pretty well. Yeah, that's a really good point. I definitely didn't feel like I was missing Manamorphose. If anything, I felt like the Deadly Disputes were kind of weak. Um, I think I used them I used one in a pile once or both. Maybe it was the two Deadly Disputes in the pile. Did I even use them in a pile? I don't know. So it's like the main reason that the thing that Manamorphose did, and the reason I was interested in Deadly Dispute, is because they both kind of provide some color fixing. They can turn one color into another, and then they both give you a 2 mana card that you can use to make piles. So Morphose, the 4 Morphose pile lets you draw through your whole Doomsday pile. There's a like double Deadly Dispute pile that does the whole thing, or you can just do a single Deadly Dispute pile and not and have your Oracle be vulnerable to removal. Um, the Without any cards like that, either Manamorphose or Deadly Dispute or something like Reckless Impulse potentially. Even Reckless Impulse would be a little awkward, maybe. Well, I guess so. Like Reckless Impulse, you'd have a pile that was like Impulse, LED, Thassa's Oracle. Like in a worst case scenario, you'd just have that. Um, Without some card like that, you don't have like a 2 mana pile. Your next cheapest pile is either like Spoils into Oracle, which is 3 mana, um, or you have to like do an Echo pile or Spoils with LED up, which only costs 1 black, but you have to have the LED. Like there's nothing where you can have no cards in hand, 2 lands on board, pass a turn pile without like Manamorphose or Deadly Dispute or like Reckless Impulse or Night's Whisper or something like that. But those cards are kind of questionable. I feel like even then I wasn't feeling like I really needed them in my piles. But as you remove Manamorphose or you start cutting those kinds of cards, there's fewer and fewer cards in the deck that will draw into Doomsday piles. And so, like already, most of the Doomsday wins are pass a turn piles. Um, but it starts, I start to wonder if like, is Doomsday worth it in the main deck if you don't have many ways to win with it the same turn. Um, Having thoughts using the main deck does mean you have a little more ability to like interact with a slower pile. So maybe it gets more reasonable that your piles don't kill the same turn. But I don't know. Bobble does a good job at that. You will not catch me playing Bobble. Maybe I'll test it. Maybe I'll test it because I know you seem to like it, and other people um, in the DDFT channel seem to like it. Um, I just don't. I just don't like it. Maybe I need to play with it more, but I've really have disliked it in this deck all the times that I've played it. Let's pull up the deck again while I'm talking about it. But hey, my virtual machine survived this whole league without a restart. That's pretty good. I like that. I think 3 is the right number for Spoils of Vault. I don't want to go up to 4. I don't think because you really never want to see more than one of them. or anytime you want to see like a second one, it's because you're gonna put it. You used one already, and you're gonna put another one in a Doomsday pile, and Doomsday lets you find it. So like three seems like the right number, because otherwise you're keeping really speculative hands that are like, oh, I'm gonna spoils for this Lion's Eye Diamond and then spoils for Burning Wish, and you know, if that's your only play, that's fine in a pinch, but you don't want to be feeling like you got to keep hands that where that's the game plan. So if I cut two Deadly Dispute and like one Cabal Ritual, I could add in Bauble maybe, or maybe this is where I'm supposed to like revamp my mana base and play Brainstorm. It's another card that, well, I'd have to think about the pile implications of that. That might have some strange implications for Doomsday piles of having Brainstorm, but like not having a Street Wraith or some kind of cycler or like a multi-draw effect. I like this deck. I think wants the multi-draw type effect more than normal Turbo Doomsday does. Um, yeah, I don't know. On the whole, I think I like the list. I think not having Manamorphose is pretty reasonable. Um, and I didn't really miss it, but I'm not 100% convinced Deadly Dispute's the card to put in its slot. Um, yeah, Persogan, we can talk more about Bobble sometime. I'm curious. I'd actually really like to see your slower list in action. Um, I don't know if you've ever streamed or if you ever tried recording games or anything like that, or maybe sometime you just want to hop on a Discord call and we can play through a league. You can play through a league while I watch it, because I just like when I've played lists like that, like your list, I've not been like super impressed by them. So I'd be very curious to see what you're doing differently, or if my expectations are too high. But all right, I think I'm gonna log off now. But I appreciate people watching. Um, all six of my viewers. I'm gonna. I'd really like to stream more often. I keep saying that, um, but I rarely have the time. But yeah, this was fun. I had fun. I hope everyone else did too. Thanks for viewing. Um, I'm gonna stop now. Where did my? There we go. Bye.